Today's lesson is all about the driver and how we can stop the high spinning drives that I so often hear about from my guys that come into my lesson bay. They all hit these drives that climb too high in the air, the ball stops dead when it lands on the ground. So really we're looking at how we can get you hitting drives that have more of that rainbow type flight, and when they land they roll out a little bit longer, so you get the optimum flight to make sure you hit your drives longer and further than ever before. So today's lesson, how we can reduce the spin with this big boy here off the tee. Obviously getting correctly fitted for a driver is going to help you. Having the right shaft, the right loft to maximize your opportunities with your current technique is going to help you. I'm not saying that at all, and I advise everyone goes out and gets that done. The modern drivers also are far better at providing more forgiveness and better spin with contacts that are off center on the head. So definitely the modern equipment is the way forward. What I want to chat today about mostly is how we can maximize your opportunities of delivering the golf club correctly to give you the best opportunity to providing that flight that we want. So we're going to talk a little bit about where we strike the ball in the location in the club head. So if you hit the ball in the lower portion of the club head, the ball will launch lower and spin more as the club reacts to the center of gravity in the head and how the club's designed to get the ball airborne for you with a low contact. So the gear effect, as we would call it, the vertical gear effect, makes the ball launch low and spin high. If we hit it in the higher part of the face, it does the opposite. It launches high and spins low. So where we hit it location-wise in the face has a huge factor on the spin on the ball and the flight on the ball. Toe and heel obviously affect it more, but more in a directional sense. They obviously will reduce the speed also, if the spin also, if it's hit in the toe, and probably increase it if it's in the heel. Certainly if it's a lower heel, it will increase it, which tends to be the more common shot. High heels are a little bit less common. So that factors things also. What I want to talk to you a bit about is how we can deliver the golf club from a technical point of view to make sure we hit it in the right spot. So ideally in the middle of the face. The center of gravity of the ball married up with the center of gravity in the club face to give this optimum flight. I'm also going to use TrackMan today as well to showcase my numbers. So I'm going to try with the first ball to provide a high spinning shot. I'm going to try and hit more down on the golf ball, a little bit steeper with my swing, my angle of approach steeper, and I'm going to try and get my plane a little bit more upright or over plane as well to help me provide that kind of more cutting kind of flight and steep, almost taking a divot kind of feel to the shot. Then I'm going to hit one where I try and do the opposite. I try and hit more up on the ball, give it more of a draw flight to see how the spin changes on the shots using TrackMan. And I got my phone here to give me the numbers for evidence, just to show us what's going on. Let's make sure this is switched on. Should be all raring to go. So the first one, then I'm going to try and provide a shot that is undesirable. Okay, I'm going to try and hit down on the ball, try and cut it up there a little bit, and see what we get. Absolutely horrible shot. So it's amazing how on demand you can hit a really bad shot if you want to. Right, that one there hit 7 degrees down on the ball. It only carried 180 yards. The smash factor was 133, and we're looking for about a 150 smash factor if we can. The spin on the ball was 4,500 round numbers, and the spin loft was 23. And my low point was 8.8 inches after the ball. So late, if you want to call it that. So with the driver, optimum numbers, we're looking for about 3 or 4 degrees up on the ball. So that's 7 degrees down, definitely not what we want to see. I cut across the golf ball. That goes without saying. So the smash factor, the low point, the spin rate, the carry, all pretty poor. Okay, let me save that image. So let's try and go ahead now and hit one, which is going to be more desirable. Obviously, tee height can affect this as well. Teeing it low is going to encourage me to hit more down. Teeing it high is going to encourage me to hit more up. So these things will help change your technique without you trying. Obviously, the person that hits down on the ball and skies drives won't want to tee the ball up there. They're scared to do that because they think they'll sky it more. And quite rightly so. They will do unless they make a change. So it's kind of one of those sink or swim moments. You make a change, you change your impact, you change the outcome. But really, as a drill, it's great to practice from a big high tee. That'll help you get more shallow if you are that kind of steep golfer. Right, so this one I'm going to try and hit it roughly the same speed. I'm definitely going to try and feel I hit more up on the ball. I draw the ball, and I'm going to talk you through what I changed to do that. Much nicer shot, much better flight. That one would play. Okay, so that one I hit 2.6 degrees up on the ball. So my low point now was 3 inches before the ball. So the club bottomed out in theory before the tee peg. That one carried 228 yards. The smash factor was 146 and the spin was 3,000. It still spun a little bit more than I wanted to do there, so that well might be down to the strike. So the strike might well be a little bit low in the face and a little bit heely. And I cut across it 1 degree. So again, it was better. This is my second shot of the day. Just get the excuse in there now. So again, I'm not warmed up properly, but just changing the angle of attack, changed the spin, changed the distance, and changed how the club interacted with the ground. And the spin loft was 12 degrees there, 12.4 degrees. So a very different set of data, 2 shots apart. Now, not many of you golfers will be able to change your data that much 2 shots apart. As a coach, we do this quite a lot, demonstrating what people do wrong and what people should do right. So we're quite good at changing our data. Our patterns of a swing might not change as much. Like that one there, I cut across the ball 1 degree. I have a tendency with a driver, if anything, to get a little bit too overplaying in the start of the downswing. So that's my tendencies coming in first shot of the day. The outcome of the shot was fine. Again, it hasn't gone that far. It's about 10, 15 yards down on my average carry distance, that would be. But it felt okay. So what do we need to change to ensure this happens all the time? Sure, we get that angle of attack bottoming out before the ball. What's the key things? For me, the setup is a key thing. So if I take my setup again to the ball, and if I go feet together, right foot away to shoulder width, left foot a tad, try and feel that my sternum now is behind the ball in the center of my stance. Feel my head is in the center of my stance. And with this alignment rod I have here, there's a white sticker on the middle of it. I want to feel like my sternum, my head are aiming at the white sticker. That's a really good feel for me to have. Now when I go and hit the shot, I'm trying to feel that I stay behind the ball here with my sternum. Try and feel that my eyes aim at the spot back here. That would be ideal to allow me to feel I am hitting up on the ball. And then to really reduce the spin, the key is to feel that I am de-lofting the club. I am feeling that the top of the club climbs on top of the bottom of the club. And then I want to get the strike as consistent as I can. So spraying your face with athlete's foot spray powder will show you where your strike is. Other than that, you can put a Sharpie marker pen on the ball and hit it. As long as it's with a dark face like this, it'd have to be like a red kind of Sharpie pen to show up. Or you can get some stickers to go on your face of your driver to show you where the strike location is. So the key things are really striking it in the right place, but also delivering the club on that ascending blow and feeling that we de-loft that club as best we can. So we're trying to feel that we're hitting up on the ball whilst trying to hit the ball as low as possible. That would be the consciousness of feeling we'd want to have. Let me have another go at this and try and feel I'm going to get that spin loft as low as I can. Got that one a little off center, a little bit towards the toe end of the club. The spin rate on that one though was down to 14. So the spin loft was definitely different on that one. So angle of attack was exactly the same, 3 degrees on the way up. But the strike location reduced that spin loft a little bit more. It was a bit higher in the face. So the launch was still as high, but it had that less spin. So the key things are really is all about managing your angle of attack whilst trying to de-loft that face with the appropriately fitted equipment is going to help reduce that spin. If you're the golfer that has this golf swing that's more chopping down on the golf ball, more over the top and down, you are likely to produce a shot that's going to be high spinning. The strike location might vary with that. You might hit it in the bottom of the face or the top of the face as you present the club differently to the ball, but you are likely to be a bit inconsistent and provide that higher spinning drives. Best advice I can give you is to feel that you make some mini swings where the club bottoms out before the ball and goes up, so you feel like your chest goes up, you feel like you push off the ground back and up, and you feel at the same time your lead wrist is bowing to reduce that spin loft. And if you can hit some small shots, making those swings, feeling that you're pushing off the ground and you're getting that kind of impact, that's going to help reduce your spin on the driver no end. So don't be scared to hit some half swings with the driver, feeling that drill and working it into full power swings. And try and maintain the flight to be fairly consistent, gaining a little bit in height as you increase the power, but don't see the ball ballooning in the air. Try and see it still stay in that rainbow flight that we want to see. So there you have it, why you might spin your driver too much from the point of view of the equipment, the technique, and the location of how the club's interacting with the ground and how the club's interacting with the ball. So we really want to see that club interact with the ball and ground in a more efficient way to make you more efficient. If you have enjoyed this video, please click like and share the video. I really appreciate if you could do that. It really helps my channel grow, and it really means that I can continue to really try and provide better content for the future. If you have any questions or comments or feedback or requests, please join the conversation and chat down below. I welcome your comments. Again, they're very useful to know which direction to take the channel in. Your feedback is vital. Lastly, if you haven't already followed or subscribed, please hit my logo down this bottom corner. Join me on my journey. Let me help you improve your golf and enjoy your golf more.